what's up? And I'm back with Aries moon and Gemini moon compatibility. I am not really trying to take that much time doing these moon signs through all the signs. I'm trying to do this as quick as possible, but you know how it go. You know how things go around these pods, okay? But Aries moon and Gemini moon compatibility is actually, they're quite compatible. This is sextile energy here. You know, we got two different energies that's different enough, but at the same time similar enough to where it creates this passion automatically. So here we go with this sexual attraction off top. Yes, they're different enough because Aries is going to bring that fire and the passion and the heat, you know, and Gemini is going to flame that fire and that passion, especially during intimate sessions or whatever. And this right here is something that they feed off of. These two, they feed off of each other and they kind of motivate each other and they keep each other going, and they have varied interests enough that the other person is actually interested in, or the way that the one presents a particular interest or hobby or something like that, or subject to the other one, it makes the other one, you know, want to see what it's about and learn about it. You know, I will say this: Gemini moon is rather talkative, or can be rather talkative. They like information, they like learning things, they could be kind of flirtatious, but Aries moon could be flirtatious as well. And Aries moon can also be interested in learning things, but it's more about learning things to do things, to apply things. Gemini moon could be learning things to internalize things and to strategize and to one day use it, you know, just store it in this arsenal of information, you know. The thing about it, another thing about it is here is that when there are disagreements, Gemini moon is cool enough to be like, to say they piece and then just let things roll. You know, it's kind of like, okay, well, fine, you know, whatever. I'm not going to be hung up on what Aries moon is doing and what they're saying. So in Aries moon, it's the same thing. Aries moon is going to be able to kind of just like go past and get they're angry one day, and then it's easy for them to kind of just move past like an argument or something like that. I feel like where things could go across the line is that Gemini moon, if Gemini moon feels disrespected by Aries moon for whatever reason, it's harder for them. They, you know, they would be expecting like Aries moon to own up to the part that they played or what they did to insult or hurt or disrespect. I would say disrespect the Gemini moon. Okay. Aries moon could feel like Gemini moon is lacking of passion, you know, and attention when they want it or when they need it. But where they do really good at, and where Gemini moon fans that fire and the fuel with Aries moon, is when they're paying Aries moon attention, when they're complimenting Aries moon, when they're congratulating them. Gemini moon can also talk Aries moon out of like hysterical emotional displays and able to kind of like calm them over. They just know how to like handle each other, I feel like. And it's different than what their usual is, but at the same time it's like similar. You know what I mean? It's like they don't really get in each other's way too much. They both understand and value independence. Like if Aries moon decide to get up and go to the store or go chill with their homies, or no, and I'm not gonna say chill with their homies, like get up, go out, kind of have an adventure, or a day out shopping, or just doing a thing. The Gemini moon is gonna be like, okay, well, give the Aries moon enough space to do that, because while Aries moon is doing that, they get to have their space as well, and vice versa. So I wouldn't say that this relationship is just completely detached. I do feel like emotionally they don't get hung up on like certain aspects of emotions either. Neither one of them. Gemini moon, they have their emotions or whatever, but they probably more likely to communicate them if they're feeling upset about something. Or sometimes they can completely shut down and not, like if they're not in that zone to even, you know, they can feel a certain type of way, but they're like, you know, I'm not going to really feel this right now. They can have a tendency to kind of just like shut down or just not even bring anything to the forefront. But the problem with these two, because of that, is that there could be issues, that ongoing issues that keeps happening that does not really get resolved, because neither one of them is sitting down taking the time to resolve them. They keep brushing past though. So these two have to make sure that they're communicating about or facing or actually dealing with issues that's coming up between them two. But at the same time, it's kind of like they're able to come together when they need to come together. They're able to move apart when they need to move apart. There's passion there. They fuel each other, you know, Gemini moon could possibly feel like they're, living on some sort of high, they're actually having fun. They're actually, doing things or whatever. And same with Aries moon could just feel like they're more energized. And, it just depends in the fact that they're able to allow each other the distance in the space, but then they're there together at the same time. Like I said, it's just the right amount of distance and the right amount of space, and then they're like together at the same time. And they don't really get in each other's way, unless there's some other placements here that says differently. But other than that, it's like they're different enough but similar to actually make this thing work.